What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling great today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. I am going to get a pro, though. I'm going to find her. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. All right, your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, 1, happy Friday. And 2, the moon is going void, of course. And with the moon's going to be going void, of course, at about 7:51. About 7:51 p.m., and that's going to be Central Time. And then she'll be moving from Scorpio into Sagittarius on the 3rd at about little after midnight, at about 12:03 in the morning. So we're looking at about a 4-hour, 12-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with the void of course energy, this is just an energy of really just like recharging your batteries, doing some meditation, some introspective work, with how much we feel and all the energies that we might be picking up along the way. It's just really just checking in. How you doing? Where's your energy at, Cancer? Let's find you again. Get centered. And then something to pay attention to as well. Your plans may be subject to unexpected changes at this time. And also people may be less likely to make decisions during this little cycle here, or this little period of time here, Cancer. So just some things to be aware of. And use that to your advantage, Cancer. I've definitely void a course when I don't want to make a decision. And it's just, I just need a little chance to let me ruminate on it. But if you really want some time, wait for the long ones, Cancer. I void a course for like a 40-hour one. Oh, that was sweet. But then with the moon is going to be in Scorpio for the majority of the day. So we're going to give this to Scorpio. But with the moon being in Scorpio, this is it's a little bit of an intense placement for the moon. You might be feeling a little bit deeper than normal, Cancer, a little more intensely, but it's very powerful energy, Scorpion energy. So pay attention to that. Your intuition might feel sharp or more sharp, and you may notice too that just like superficial type of things just aren't cutting it for you. When we're getting into Scorpio energy, they're about depth. So this is a great time too if you want to maybe have some deeper conversations, because Scorpios, their Scorpio energy, with them being associated with the 8th house, can deal with like shared assets, inheritance, loans, joint stuff like that. So just some things to think about there. Maybe to even think about even taking up some maybe occult studies. Maybe you want to get into some tarot, or maybe, I don't know, check out do some scrying, or I see you, Cancer, being all mystical. Just tap into that energy. And then you couple that with, you got the moon being in a waxing gibbous phase. And now we're getting very close. The full moon's going to be tomorrow, Cancer, and it's going to be a great old time. But this waxing gibbous is about, just clarifying your directions and your intentions. We're at the final stage here, Cancer, and really just observing how whatever this new thing that you took off, started during this new lunar cycle, or during the lunar cycle, how this has affected you. Has it had the positive effects that you've wanted? Were there some adverse effects that you didn't expect? Or did it just not stick all together? And we had to scrap the whole thing? Which is totally fine, Cancer. That's the whole point of the phase, And if something didn't work, we reflect on that, kind of tweak it some more, and then maybe get a kickstart back up during the following lunar cycle. So just kind of play around with this energy, Cancer. And then last couple of things. These readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then in case if you all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Cancer. Oh, look at you Sapphire. I don't think this is the first time I pulled this card, Cancer. You got the first card of Gemini's here, which is the Sapphire card. And with this card, this is a card of mental force, spiritual insight, hope and faith, wise judgment, power and strength, kindness, life of the party, extroverted, motivate, precious, valued, holy, divine favor, and revered. All right, Cancer, this is some dope stuff here. Because I feel like with this energy, I feel like for some of you, like, this could be, especially with us going into, with the moon getting ready to be in Sagittarius, you know, that full moon energy. The full moon is a time of celebration. And when you think about Sagittarius energy as well, they're a sign of optimism, joviality, expansion, higher learning. But I was just thinking with just like all of that fun energy that's around, couple that with Mars is actually just, Mars is in Leo right now. So that's super fun energy. Cancer, if you've been wanting to throw a party, or maybe if you want to go to some sort of event, you know, Gemini energy is all about communication. Sun's in Gemini right now. The planets are lining up here, Cancer, for you to just have some fun, you know, whatever that looks like. You know, maybe be a little more extroverted if we've been, maybe been kind of cooped in. Maybe we've been hermiting and doing some, I don't know, apparently getting enlightened here with this wise judgment and spiritual insight and things. But I do just feel for some of us, just every now and again, you know, if we've been just kind of cooped up, you know, getting in a social environment, maybe that's going to do like a community event, maybe we're going to like an art festival, a music festival, or whatever that's looking like, Cancer. Get out there and have yourself some fun. But on a little bit of a deeper level here, I do feel like for some others, if we have been maybe been in like a hermit mode, been kind of, or you know, been thinking about where you want to go in life, you know, or maybe even developing that stronger connection with like your higher self, or whatever that's looking like, Cancer. I feel like this energy is, you know, especially with the moon being in Scorpio, do that deep dive, do that research, you know, really kind of explore the craft. You know, for example, if you wanted to maybe look into tarot, you know, maybe looking up some videos about that, or you're just going out and buy your first deck there, Cancer, or, you know, getting in the practice of like meditation or something along those lines. Maybe even going on a spiritual quest, Cancer. Maybe going out in the woods, maybe doing some talk about another group event. This could be something where maybe we're booking something, you know, maybe going to like a retreat or something along those lines. But because with Gemini energy as well, you know, they can deal with kind of like, you know, it's more sort of like short travels, but travel's all the same there, Cancer. But I feel like that would do, you know, if that's something that you're thinking about, really getting in tune with yourself, I mean, Cancer, that would do just all of us some wonders, because we really are, I feel like we're getting ready to get to a very reflective, honestly, probably at least I'd say that over the next maybe 4 or 5 months are going to be a really reflective, introspective time, because you got Neptune's going to be going retrograde soon. Pluto's going to be going retrograde on the 11th of June, and it's going to be in our opposite sign, Capricorn. So there's going to be a lot to be thinking about, and I feel that it's definitely, you know, using that, being mindful how we're connecting with ourselves, you know, using that spiritual, that insight to really just kind of learn ourselves, Cancer. But let's see how we can work with this energy. Oh, interesting. All right, because I see we got a tower here, but whoo, Cancer, I'm with it. Okay, so you have small little reversal storm, the tower, the Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Seven of Wands in reverse here, but then we have the Knight of Swords upright, and I like that because I feel like for some of us, if we've not been happy, if our sun's been running away from us, no, if we've been feeling that happiness has been maybe a little elusive as of late, if we haven't been maybe feeling as abundant, or just like things haven't been, maybe we've been, Yeah, just if you just been for some, yeah, if we've just been feeling the state of just lack and just like not been wanting to or not sure, maybe things have like plateaued, or maybe we're at this place where, yeah, just like we're not getting any sort of fulfillment right now, then I feel like, especially with the Tower coming in reverse here, Mars coming up in a very strong way out the box here, this is going to be an energy where we're going to need to take some action, Cancer, and create your own type of change. Because sometimes when it comes to, there are times where, you know, where life will throw us in situations to get us adjusted for that next level. But if there's something more that you're wanting, you can have it, Cancer. But it's just really is going out there and getting it and believing that you can. Because sometimes when we think with the Seven of Wands, we can get into this place of like criticisms, you know, where it's like, where we can say like, let's say for example, we're not feeling fulfilled at our jobs, and this is not saying that, yeah, do we want to quit our job, or, you know, I'm not saying to quit your job, but if we're not feeling fulfilled at our job, and maybe you're just wanting to, I don't know, go out and do just a career shift, and maybe there's some people who might be like, yo, Cancer, this isn't the time, like, is it really the responsible thing, you know, whatnots, but I mean, it's for your happiness, for your fulfillment. Absolutely, it's the thing to do. And granted, Cancer, we want to be, you know, calculated in this, you know, not trying to be where you're putting yourself in a weird type of situation. But I do feel like, you know, if we do some research on this thing, you know, see what levels we can expand, you know, what opportunities are out there, because the Knight of Wands, or excuse me, Knight of Swords, this is Aquarius energy. First two decans of Aquarius, last the Capricorns, and in order to get to that state, that futuristic state, or get to that energy where you're feeling more happy, feeling more abundant, because Aquarius energy, you know, one of the aspects is that they deal with the future. It's just we got to put in that workforce, that Capricorn energy, and really you got to do a little bit of, might do a little crank in their Cancer, but know that you can do it with the Seven of Wands. You know, I feel this is just keeping that mindset of just like, you know, this is where it's going to get me towards that sunshine. It's going to get me towards that Ace of Pentacles. Stay tried and true. You know, as long as I feel like it's raising your vibration. Trust that wise judgment, that spiritual insight, because that may not, because if that's something where, you know, maybe people are like kind of knocking the idea where it's like Cancer, you know, it's just like, well, you know, higher self is just like, you know, like it's, and I hope that that's making sense. But sometimes we get these urges, you know, if you feel this pull inside of you, just see where that leads you, you know, because who knows what sort of divine favors, or, you know, that your future self, your higher self is trying to bestow upon you. But it's just taking that leap of faith and being that change and seeing what's happening, and open that communicative channel between you and yourself. Right? All right, I like that, Cancer, because, you know, really the thing when I really think about with the sun, every time it pops up, even in reverse, that to me is just like the happiness is there. It's just we got to find it. That's all. And that to me is hope. You know, that really with the sun popping up, because it's just like, you know, it's I feel like it's that extra push, you know, to keep going there, Cancer. That incentive, just like you're right there, you're getting closer. It's just like we just got a little bit more we got to do, Cancer. But let's see what are going to be some challenges when working with this energy. Keeping him. All right, Cancer. So you got the Six of Swords upright here, and then we have the Hierophant in reverse. And so some challenges. I feel like some challenges could be, you know, when we're going towards this change, and when we're noticing that if we haven't been feeling this fulfillment, the first thing to do, you know, when we're asking these questions, I feel is just asking it's checking in what's holding us back, what's preventing us from making this next move. And and then when we make that connection, it's working towards that stability again, because, you know, the Hierophant is Taurus energy, and in the Hierophant as well, you know, the Hierophant is the bridge between the the human realm and like the divine realm. And I feel like in order that for that connection to happen, you are the conduit, Cancer. You're that connection. You're that, you are this bridge in this scenario. And so I really feel like it's listening to those body signals, those feelings that you have, because that's where a lot of our intuitive insight comes from, is from our emotions. But there are other signals as well. It definitely, it translates differently for everyone, and it's really just spectacular. But it's finding out how that unique message is coming through you. Some people it's through art, other people it's through music, some others it's through cards. But it's getting that. It's seeing what's getting in the way of those of that growth, and then starting to take those steps towards that healing. Explore where that expansion can take you. And this could be something for some others. If we've just been thinking about this spiritual insight, the higher, and this has been a lot to take on. The Hierophant too can be a card of like finding a mentor, because maybe this is something where it may be nice. It's not that I feel like you necessarily need it per se, but I feel like it's always nice to have someone to kind of help guide you along and just sort of help maybe skip, kind of accelerate the growth a little bit. You know what I mean? Kind of like, this is something that worked for me. You can either give this a try, just kind of bounce some ideas off of someone. But, just a little something to think about there, Cancer. What? Let's see what else we got. All right, Cancer. So we got the Four of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands in reverse here, but then we have the Two of Wands upright. And so, I really do feel that if we've been, I really feel like if things have been feeling like we've been either restricted or been feeling kind of trapped, or if just things have been feeling like a burden here as of late, or just like the work that you've been putting in hasn't been yielding the ace of the abundance that you started, or that you thought that you were going to get, or just if any aspect of your journey has just not been, it has really just been keeping you. If it feels like every time that you're going, it's like we do two steps forward and like 4 steps back. Then the Two of Wands, Mars and Aries. This is like Aries' hottest minor arcana card. It's making that choice of, do we want to stay where, do we keep ignoring these feelings of needing to change some things, to take action, or do we stay stuck, and then, because here's the thing. I feel that when we get in, if we're in this place of like spiritual, or, we're in this kind of like, place where we're trying to evaluate life and we're not sure where things are at right now. We're trying to find that balance. And, if we ignore these signals as far as like the spiritual insights, the divine messages and things, and we keep staying in like just staying stuck in a cycle, what ends up happening, and this is not to get to scare you, Cancer, it's just that these tower moments, they go from being in your control to where the universe is just like, okay, well, this is not quite this is not getting you to your sunshine, Cancer, so we're gonna have to make this, I'm gonna have to take control here and make this tower external. And it can manifest in different ways, Cancer, but that's just all to say that your intuition is strong, and if it's urging, if there are signs, signals, pay attention. If you've been seeing, you might even be seeing like physical signs. Let's say, for example, if this is like a move, and you've been seeing everywhere you're looking, it's like you see like a poster for the place that you want to be. There's airplane stuff, deals and stuff, and things like that. See where that takes you, Cancer. Give the leap of faith. Sometimes it may not make sense in the moment, but in the grand scheme of things, it all comes together beautifully, and you're shining like a brilliant sapphire there, because we've made that connection. We've listened to the source, and it's it's brilliant. So I feel like it's like whatever we may be struggling with right now, if there's something that's resonating with you, Cancer, I feel like it's like you're right there, and it's like on the sunlight is on the other end of this victory, and the Ace of Pentacles is on the other end. It's just pushing, keep putting in that work, Cancer. Alrighty, let's get some advice from Mars and Pluto. All right, Cancer. Ooh, there's our ruler. We got the Two of Pentacles here, and then we got the High Priestess upright. And so, Cancer, we've been talking about listening to your intuition. Listen, because you really, Cancer, okay, hold on, Cancer. We're going to switch back over. Because with the High Priestess, the High Priestess is, this is, Cancer. Come on. This is hella intuitive reading, because now you got divine counterparts here in the most intuitive couple of the deck, the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Cancer, there's something here that if you learn to work with figure out how your intuition translates, and listen to these, make it a point to listen to those feelings, if something's just like urging you, just like, man, I wish that I could do, I want to, okay, for example, like if we don't like our living situation, it's just like, how do we, where would you want to be, like putting the feelers out there. I feel like it's being intentional, like if, you know what I mean, Cancer, let me get a little bit more on the High Priestess, because it's like there's something. Let me get a little bit more on the High Priestess, Cancer. Okay. Okay, a lot of choices here, Cancer, because the High Priestess is clarified by the Two of Swords and then the upright, and then you got the Eight of Wands in reverse here. And I feel like if we don't listen to the intuition, Cancer, things slow down, with the Eight of Wands being in reverse, because and it's not to say that you won't get your abundance or get to that happiness or anything, but it does. It's like we're taking the long way when we're not paying attention to those signs and really tuning in with ourselves and really working with our energy. So, I mean, with all these twos here, I really feel like it's really thinking about how we've been working with our energies up until this point, and then what can we do to get to this place where you're feeling abundant and you're feeling this happiness and feel that you are on the right track, But it's going to be making that a great starter is really, finding, whether this be through creativity or through meditation or however, like expression, but just something really just tuning into your emotions and tuning into that gut instinct, and making it a point to listen to that more. Because I feel like when you do, that's when it becomes like second nature, where that connection becomes a lot stronger, and then you're just like, you're just intuitively navigating through this journey, and it's just abundance all over the place. So even like the Tower moments and things, we can even find the Ace of Pentacles in there. So I hope that makes sense, Cancer, but I think I'm going to leave it there. So if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer, because this is, when we're getting that place of decisions and life things, maybe someone's on we're at like a crossroads here, maybe, or something along those lines. But, it's, when you listen to your heart, Cancer, it's going to guide you to where you need to be, and, but yeah, and let that person know that, tell them that, and then both of you, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button, you get notified when I have these videos each week. Another thing to think about, Cancer, and they got all kinds of teachers and stuff on this app. I have this meditation app, or been on this meditation app, Insight Timer, for years, and I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. excuse me, and it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, talk about your intuitive journey here, how you connect with higher self. You know, what does that look like? That might actually be something really cool, Cancer, to include in that. I might even do that. That's dope. Good idea, Cancer. And then definitely as the group grows, definitely want to schedule like different meditations and things, like go and void a course with the high priestess, or I don't know, changing with the tower. That's actually kind of dope. Look at you, Cancer. You're just getting, I see you, Cancer. And but all that information, Cancer, is in the description box. And then last, well, a couple more things. If you I got a couple apps in the description box as well, you know, for you that I personally like doing, astrology apps. And if you want to know a little bit more about your chart, Cancer, you just need your date of birth, place of birth, time of birth. And then when you get all that information, come on over to my other channel, the Alchemist 8. I do videos weekly there with different, like monthly, and got yearly themes. Your yearly one's going to be coming up here soon, Cancer. I actually got a little something I think I'm going to do on this channel as well for a little something special for our birthday season. So stay tuned. I'm still cooking that one up. And then the last thing, because I got a little additional thing, because I tell you what, we are in a time of community, and I've been getting some mad love and support for some other readers, and so I've included some readers that I personally like checking out, and I'm definitely gonna expand that list as because we are really in a time of just like co-creation and just communication is fantastic. There's one person that actually on this channel that I've met. I don't know if she knows we're pretty much we're becoming friends. I gotta let her know that. But yeah, I've included, I don't know, are they tags, Cancer? I'm getting up to date. I know this is really sad. You'd have thought like I was born in like the 20s. But all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. And you got the Page of Pentacles in reverse here, Cancer. And while I am getting your oracle card with the Page of Pentacles, it's like I was saying earlier. If we've been feeling that we haven't been feeling fulfilled, or don't feel abundant, or that this isn't where we pictured things being up until this point, what can we do to change that? What can we manifest? You know, what does that dream look like? And and then creating that stuff, Cancer. And it might be hard at first, you know, even when we're going towards things that we love. Sometimes even the work that we got to do, the grind may not necessarily be ideal, but it's like keeping the end game in mind, you know, because that's something that we can learn where, yes, you know, we're guided by our feelings, and you know, but sometimes, and I won't speak for you, Cancer, but I know that sometimes if it's not resonating with me, I'm not with it. Like the energy's not going there. But if it's going to support the sunshine and things, it's just like, all right, that's where I feel like we can learn from our opposite signs, Capricorn, because Capricorn, they're going to put in the work regardless. But it's just like we can be, you know, but let me see what your other card is. Cancer, you're about to be so freaking wise after this, because you got the Elder card, which is the Wisdom card, and this is ruled by Jupiter, and is it Pluto? Jupiter and Pluto. So there's a lot of growth that can come from this period of time here too, Cancer. When we're forming that stronger connection with our higher selves, increasing that intuition, and really just listening to that internal guidance system, that's where the wisdom comes in. Because it's one thing to know that you're super intuitive, you know, because we all have intuition at our disposal. You know, it's something that we can all tap into. It just looks differently for everybody. But it's one thing to know all this stuff, but in order to get the wisdom, we have to put it into practice. And you know, it can be something as simple as listening to just like everyday stuff. I check in with higher self like all the time, even when I'm just like walking. It's just like, we want to go here? Nope. Okay, keep it going straight. Just like random things like that. And it accumulates over time, Cancer. You're strengthening that bond. So, you know, don't sleep on that. But All right, Cancer, I think I'm gonna leave that there. Hopefully that, yeah, because it's like when we get talking intuitive, it's just like, oof, that's always a fun conversation. So I hope you enjoyed that, Cancer. Nice little Friday chat here again. And you know what? How brilliant to go into the weekend. You know, really get Sagittarius energy. Think expansion. Think spirit. Ooh, Jupiter and Pluto. You know, we're expanding our minds here, Cancer, and just growing into. Oh, I love it. So. You stay safe out there. Enjoy this weekend. Enjoy this full moon energy. And something to think about, Cancer, actually, while I was thinking about the full moon. A Sagittarius actually had shared this video with me, and I think it's really cool. Maybe this is something that we can all start doing as a thing, Cancer, is they were talking about like moon water, like new moon water and full moon water, like just taking out some water bottles or things like that, leaving them out underneath the full moon and stuff, because where the sun cleanses, the moon charges, and the moon controls the tides and the water and thing, and us, Cancer. So what better way to kind of get this energy charge? Maybe be intentional with your manifestation. Just enjoy this energy. Be with the moon if you can get a good view with her. Meditate, contemplate how we're going to strengthen that connection. I'm with it, and I will get you on the next one Monday.